right, welcome to the pregame lobby for Tournament 17. We are here in round 2. We've got semifinals after this, but in this match, we've got Slushmatic and Logan going against 2 and IsiahKing, who are both a wacky wizard currently. I'm not sure if that'll change, but yeah, that is 2 and IsiahKing on the red team. And this tournament, we're going to be playing a new map made by Nathan that is based on progression. And the basic idea is you start with only basic lasers, and you have to strategically capture special production planets in order to diversify your fleet and gain more powerful ships.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting map, one we haven't seen before in this style, where you only start with the laser and you've got to take every other ship planet to make those ships. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, I believe both players start off with a shield planet that's owned, which will produce some of those essential early shield ships, and it looks like Slushmatic and Logan were handing off some shields as they go for this missile planet to start. Looks like both teams are actually playing God of Defense. It's an interesting pick, as we usually don't see this god very often in tournaments, but you know, we'll have to see how they are able to make use of this god's strengths.
It's an interesting choice. I wouldn't have guessed defense right off the bat. I think personally I would have gone with stealth on this one, just because I would have liked the secrecy, but this is an interesting map. It's the first time it's being played, and players only got a chance to try it today, so I think everybody's trying some new stuff here.
Yeah, I believe the map's been out for a couple days and players have been practicing, but yeah, the first time Steve and I are seeing it on stream here. Looks like red team might be going for the sniper planet early. It is shielded and protected by some snipers, so definitely hard to take.
Yeah, lots of shielded planets this time around.
Yeah, and especially it's very hard to take shielded planets without explosive ships, but it looks like they've got 2 missile planets, and the other wacky wizards coming over here with some of those. But those snipers are brutal, and you know, I might be staying away from that planet and trying the other side of the map instead, or just trying to pick off those snipers from the surface, and it looks like they've done that. Now they will no longer be harassed by those neutral snipers over there. I'm curious to see what blue team is doing at this time, and it is worth noting that both god abilities are already charged. I think God of Defense has a very fast charging ability, which when activated creates planetary shields on all planets out, and gives a shield around the gravity wand there, which can be used strategically by the player to block some shots. It also provides a buff to the turrets, which increase their range and fire rate.
Yeah, I like their early use here. Get in, use it, take advantage of that shield wand, and kind of help capture those difficult shielded planets.
Yeah, definitely helps on a map where you're also limited in the amount of shields that you have. And it looks like blue team, well, it's hard to say who's in the lead right now. A little skirmish happening over here with both blue players trying to defend this planet here. And I believe, though, the way the map's set up is the point defense planet is that shielded one down below by the sun, and those provide a lot of power towards the enemy side, but also are hard to take. Or I think those are actually torpedo planets. I might be mistaken, but I know there are shielded point defense planets somewhere on this map.
Right there.
Oh yes. So I think it's those torpedo planets on the inside that are key to really pushing deep into the enemy territory. And we know torpedoes are a very powerful ship, especially against shields, since they fire long-range torpedoes that can penetrate through them. So definitely a ship that's going to be strong on this map, especially in a God of Defense mirror match here. So we'll see if the players opt to go for those. It looks like a big skirmish happening here. Red team pulling ahead slightly in ships, but blue team coming in again with some reinforcements. This is definitely a map where there's a lot going on, and therefore it's helpful to have teammates to be able to properly cover the map, and teammates become more and more important as we get later in the game, where both players start clashing more and just more chaos starts happening here. Looks like our wacky wizard team is gathering their ships, from all the different production planets. That's common to see, really trying to group up all those different kinds of ships into one powerful fleet. Looks like big fight over this planet here. Blue team cracks the ability, so does red team. Looks like red team's going to come out on top, and blue team's not have a lot of ships left. Red team has a significant fleet advantage, both in capacity and in just current size. And the first asteroids have also came out, where we also see that God of Defense ability does apply a shield to the asteroids, which is a minor thing, could prove importance in this match.
You see, Logan was about to take that and realized he didn't have power there.
Yeah, it looks like blue team's really trying to take that shielded neutral planet to try to get power for that asteroid. They don't want red team to have both here. It looks like they've got it.
Little hesitation.
And just those power drones need to arrive there.
Yeah.
But it looks like red team's going to deny the power again. Slush, I think that was a little bit of a frustration gesture there. Yeah, I heard the other asteroid be delivered to a red planet, and now this other one will also be taken by red. Oh, but it might have been cut off last second. And it looks like it was denied by blue, who actually managed to swoop in, and I'm not sure how they had power there, but lay claim at the last second. And it looks like
fringes of power here, giving Slush trouble for sure.
Yep. And skirmishing over this, I'm not sure what kind of planet this is, but definitely key to power here. Looks like Slush in the back, and something I love to see when one of the teammates starts micromanaging the snipers to keep them at an effective range while staying out of danger. I think we always like to see the snipers on the two-player maps, and that's why Nathan and I made sure to include those on this map, as we wanted to see some strategic manipulation there of those snipers. And red team in the lead here, though not having enough power to really push into blue's territory. But it looks like another pair of asteroids are out. I think blue team, hopefully blue team can defend that asteroid up there and not lose both to red here, as doing so will certainly put them behind by a significant amount. But maybe Slush is going to be able to use those snipers. It looks like red team coming in to try to shut down those snipers. If you chase after them and get right on top of them, they are pretty defenseless. It looks like can blue hold off? I'd be using the ability here to try to get. It looks like they are, or decided against it.
Ooh, they're outnumbered. I don't think they're going to be able to take this. And if they can't take this one, it may spell trouble.
Yeah, I'm not sure the best thing for blue to do here. It looks like trying to pick off some ships with these snipers here, but might be, not blue team just doesn't have enough ships to really contest this asteroid. And as red seizes both of these bonuses, it is spelling a doom for the blue team here. As even with all the powers of God of Defense, I don't think they'll be able to hold off this massive red fleet that's going to be coming straight for their home base. Red team, of course, gathering their whole fleet together to make sure they attack, and with one strong unified front. And here it comes. Red team expanding and really controlling their power here, trying to block as much as they can here. Both abilities used to counter. It looks like some of those snipers were picked off by the other wacky wizard there. And now that they have power, I think red team will move in for the home base here. Maybe they're seeing another pair of asteroids. They just want to make sure they get that and solidify it, so blue cannot come back here. Blue definitely doesn't have enough to fight red head on here at either of these asteroids. How would you be closing out this game, Steve, if you were red? Well, looks like they're doing it right now.
Yeah, if I'm red, I'm just going to make it. I have such an overwhelming thing. Just go in for the kill now. I think you don't need to wait for asteroids.
Yeah, it looks like blue team's going to be here trying to defend with these snipers, but
yeah,
red team just
funny thing is I didn't really see blue make any mistakes. I just maybe question how fast they got the PD planet, and then they went after the sniper planet, and I can't tell if that's what caused them to get chewed up or not, but I didn't see any real big mistakes, so it's interesting. This one went the way of the wacky wizards here, but
yeah, and again, that is 2 and IsiahKing. Even with those snipers, it looks like it won't be enough against the hundreds of red ships here. And congratulations to 2 and IsiahKing. They'll be moving on to the semifinals. And we'll be right back with the first semifinals match. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so, okay, we got the mirror match. I was wondering if the players would take an opportunity here to mix it up since they were so close in the previous game, but it looks like they chose the mirror match.
For those watching later, we had Sandyea versus DragonvsCATS and Speedy Ape. That was a really exciting match that was going on for 15 minutes, dead equal. And then there was some sort of crash issue. And so we're restarting that match now. And giving both these teams a fair chance to fight for victory here. Both teams playing God of Teleportation, which, you know, we're seeing how important that was with those like such fast micromanaging playstyles, and just it's very useful to be able to recall your fleet with that God ability and get it all in one place. Yeah, we'll hopefully see some exciting clashes here. But in the beginning of the game, it's all about how can you efficiently conquest the right planets here. And it looks like red team trying to pick off those planets here. I mean, those snipers off this planet. That way you can, get those moons without harassment here. It looks like they've almost done it, but not having shields, it's very rough. Sandyea, struggling in the beginning here to kill these snipers, and it looks like they're deciding not to go for that sniper planet, but mainly just to clear off those snipers so that it becomes easy for them to conquest those moons and things there. Blue team doing the same. They've already picked off the snipers off the planet below, and they're now going for this heavy lasers. I've noticed heavy lasers are becoming more and more important for this sort of fast skirmishy playstyle with all the wormholes and just fighting your opponents the whole time, and like just wormholing all around, just because they rotate so fast and fire so fast that they're able to if they're not blocked by shields, they'll deal a ton of damage. Sandyea using a bit of a throwback peekaboo strategy here with the wormholes just to take this planet. I think they need more explosives if they're gonna take it properly. And it looks like this was the planet that they were fighting over the whole game. It looks like a bit of a standoff here, as players maybe not wanting to commit here for that planet. It is so low on troops here that first person to get it will have a big advantage here. Sandyea maybe trying to bait them. Both fleet recalls are available. It's funny, we saw about 10 minutes of ruthless fighting over this planet in the previous match. We'll see. Looks like blue team's gonna go for it while Sandyea is distracted over there. I think Sandyea is just gonna let blue team get that and not worry too much about it right now.
Yeah, it's probably a smart call.
Yeah, red team with slight ship count advantage, though blue team with a bit of a territory lead here. Looks like fighting begins. Though red team deciding they don't want to fully commit here. Blue team, I hear in the background, getting that point defense planet on the outside. Looks like they're gonna do it and start producing some point defense here, which will be essential in their fleet composition. I think those two side planets, or that one over there that they're fighting over, is really essential because it would provides power a lot to the asteroids and the outer point defense there. It's like fleet recall not quite being used there.
A little bit of a bait, yeah.
Yeah, Sandyea really needs a planet here. Blue team trying to deny them planets though, pushing them back. Sandyea is gonna move in, run away, and then attack again here. Whittled down to 1 turret on this planet, so as long as the blue fleet isn't there, Sandyea should have no issue taking over that planet. It looks like cut off power there. And the fighting begins again. I almost just want to get a fixed view of this planet because this is really where the action is going to be. Blue team trying to attack red from behind, yet not having power in some of these areas off to the side here, as the power drones constantly having to run away and come back to the planet here as it switches control.
Our first asteroids are up, and blue has both right now.
Yeah, I think Sandyea is going to be able, as long as they need to take up blue's planet here, and then they will have free reign over their asteroid here. Though Sandyea has been whittled down here, and blue on the offensive here with the fleet recall, which has gained a significant advantage over Sandyea. This is blue on the offensive here. Let's zoom in and see what they're doing there. Looks like blue was able to take that explosive planet from Sandyea, and Sandyea is not going to be able to defend that asteroid. And it looks like blue team will be able to defeat Sandyea here in a much shorter match after such a crazy game before here.
That's tough. That's really tough, because that previous match was fantastic, and I felt like they were just going back and forth the entire match, no clear winner, and this one is a very different story. So unfortunate about one of their games crashing.
Yeah, yet again, the game that crashed, no team was at an advantage in that one. But it was an exciting match to watch, as it was, dead equal for so long.
Yeah, I feel bad for Sandyea on that one.
Yeah, and congratulations, DragonvsCATS and Eggester. They will be moving on to the finals of Tournament 17. And Sandyea will be moving on to the bronze match. All right, we're in the pregame lobby. We've got all our players here ready to go in our private tournament room. We will... I think everyone's ready to go here, and yeah, let's get it under the way. Alrighty here. We've got BlackLemur and Frost on the blue team going against Wacky Wizard and Wacky Wizard on the red team, who are 2 and IsiahKing. So a bunch of good players here. This should be in for an exciting match, and hopefully one that isn't cut short by a griefer, but we've got everything should run smoothly here. Looks like blue team took that missile planet first and now is focusing on that second missile planet. There are 2 missile planets on this map, which are within proximity of your home base on this progression style map, which you can take pretty easily. They're not protected by shields, and missiles are a pivotal ship, as they allow you to penetrate these planets with shields around them, which are definitely almost impossible to take with just lasers, since lasers are absorbed by those shields. We've got blue team here playing God of Stealth, maybe trying to lean into that sort of invisible, deceiving play style, as your ships can turn invisible, but it also grants some other benefits, like being immune to turrets, and the ability, when activated, does give your ships a tactical advantage in battle. Red team here is playing God of Defense, which can summon some powerful shields with their ability. It looks like they're going to be taking that heavy laser planet here, both focusing on it at the same time, try to crack through these defenses. Looks like the common opener on this map has been to take both of those missile planets, I'm not sure what order, but take the missile planet, and then pick off the snipers off that pesky neutral planet, and then move in to clear out those other neutral planets that are easy to take, and then eventually go for the heavy laser planet and that side neutral planet for power into the enemy territory.
Yeah, That's why I wonder if it would be better off just to take the sniper planet straight out or not, and then go up to the heavy lasers, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, maybe snipers not as valued on this map for whatever reason. It's hard to say. I think it'd be interesting talking to some of these players to figure out why that's the case. And it looks like a red team pushing into these blue moons here. And maybe deciding not to fully commit there and then rush back. Just a bit of harassment on towards the blue team moons there to try to slow and disrupt their production.
Still having trouble with this heavy laser planet.
Yeah, blue team did take theirs a lot sooner, but looks like there should be no issue for our sharpshooting wizard to take it here. And it looks like both God abilities are charged. We'll see, God of Defense tends to use it more reactively, whereas God of Stealth tends to use it, in preparation for a big attack or a series of attacks here. But it looks like blue team's gonna successfully get that side planet there. And maybe we'll try to go for both here. I'm not sure if that's a greedy play or not. I mean, red team is behind in ships right now, so I think blue team is in a good position to be expanding their territory here, and will have a little resistance from red. It looks like a lot of fighting going on the other side of the map as blue actually pushes in and gets that heavy laser planet and steals that from red. I think red needs to sort of keep control of that, as it will be essential. But blue coming in here and putting up a good fight around it. See a lot of the red ship souls making their way back to the planet, suffering a lot of losses out there for sure, but not completely not out of the game, that's for sure. Still relatively even. Red is a bit behind in territory and ship count, but they've reclaimed some just now, evening it up. No God abilities activated just yet. Of course, abilities, the longer you sit with them, sort of the less you get to use them, but it can be useful to reserve them for specific important instances, maybe like these asteroids, which have just appeared here.
It looks like Frost was waiting for power there, and then one of the wizards was swooping in to deny them. That's a smart play by red. Hold their attention, keep the asteroid mining going.
Yeah, it looks like a blue team here trying to shut down this red asteroid, and if red team can't hold this, oh, it looks like they came in last second to stay mining. I wouldn't run away here.
I'd almost use my ability on this one.
Oh, look, no, they've cut off. Red team has strategically cut off power there by taking that other planet, and blue team not able. Blue team panicking, trying to retake that planet, but I think it's they're not going to have time to do that. Though it's going to be close here. Blue team getting it, though definitely doesn't have power yet. Those drones take a little while to arrive, and red's going to take that asteroid.
We'll get a nice split there.
Yeah, blue team coming in, getting the other side. Those two side planets are so crucial for power here, especially for the asteroids, and that's why I think we saw so much fighting over it in the first Sandyea versus Eggester and Dragons match, which was definitely exciting. Go watch that if you haven't.
Yeah.
But it looks like here red team coming in here, still slightly behind on ships, though territory is equal and definitely not out of the game. And yeah, red team running away here. I see other wacky wizard hovering that asteroid. Asteroids, appear visually actually before they become active. So if you have a keen eye, you can spot them coming out of the belt there. But I'm guessing these asteroids are going to appear and start to be mined. It looks like one's done there, and red team just needs to try to hold power there, I think, to zone blue out of it. Blue team's going to be fighting hard for this other one, though, that's for sure. But it looks like red team actually taking the lead slightly, territory a bit even, but red has actually come up a little bit in ships. Blue team harassing this asteroid here, though. Red team trying to make sure it does not go to blue. really trying to capture both of these. Blue suffering a lot of losses here as red team pulls ahead for the first time.
It's one. If they manage to hold that one, there'll be some trouble for blue.
Yeah, and it looks like they're about to get both here. Blue team coming in to try to shut it down, but it won't be any use. Red team gets both those asteroids. Both those packages being delivered, and you know, some battleships are inside, ready to destroy blue. But it looks like they've already lost all the ships there, which were delivered to that heavy laser planet, and blue was able to efficiently sort of kill off those reinforcement ships there, sort of shutting down that bonus. But red team still got another full asteroid, which they can use to the, you know, fullest of its potential here as they push into blue territory. Blue team, a lot of fighting going on as red pushes deeper into blue territory. Blue on the back foot here, having very few ships. Still no god abilities used. Not sure if, you know, what the deal is. If I were blue, I would have, you know, been trying to use it to you know, just try to have an advantage here. But you know, luckily for them, red team is god of defense, so doesn't have god of defense doesn't really have an offensive ability here. So now that blue is on the back foot, maybe that'll be an advantage for them.
Yeah, I think I would. I think it's time to push forward. If I'm red, I'm pushing forward. I'm using my ability. Maybe capture both asteroids, then use the ability and push forward, and that way you can kind of hold them off. I think it'll be enough.
Yeah, I mean,
use the shield wand.
Maybe
attack the home
maybe
planet.
with the confusion, you know, if you get the confusion element involved there, you can start to take some of these, you know, start cutting off power to these asteroids maybe. And I see BlackLemur's trying to do that here, and it looks like they've successfully cut off red power, and blue's taken that asteroid from red there, though I think red's about to retake it here as blue loses power, as red did the same thing to them to reverse the situation. And blue's trying to stay in range to bait it out, but red will get the way. And I heard the other asteroid get mined.
Even if it goes to blue, their fleet capacity is going to hurt them.
Yeah, I went to red though, as I saw that red bar go up as that bonus sound occurred, and red's gonna be able to capitalize on this other one as well. The blue trying desperately to cut off the power there, and blues are gonna do it, though it will be too late.
Too late.
Red team really just needs to make a push for the home planet right now.
Yeah.
As not much blue can do with about having half the size.
This is where fleet recall is really nice.
Yeah, no, yeah, you can move so quickly using God of Teleportation and those ships. It looks like they've used their ability, try to maybe harass. We see some ships floating around, being moved by invisible players there as they try to, you know, expand and capture as much territory as they can before that wears off. I honestly, as red, I would have, in response to that ability, cracked the defense ability just to make all the planets harder to take, and that way you have more time to react to whatever blue's doing. But I guess, you know, the wacky wizard team is determined to win without using any god abilities, so definitely, yeah. I mean,
the blue's so low on ships. This is the prime opportunity to use it and just.
Yep, here comes red.
To make it more difficult for them to try to cut off your power. I'm not sure.
Yep. And red, you know, came into the home base just for a second there, but has decided not to fully commit there. Though, you know, maybe this attack, they will, you know, seal the deal. They definitely have enough advantage to do so.
Yeah, I think I used my ability here and rushed the home base.
Yep, and that's exactly what they're doing. Coming in, trying to block with those hand shields. Blue trying to hold on here, but can't really stall it out here when you have can't really put up a fight here.
That was a good game.
Yep, and it looks like our wacky wizard team, which is IsiahKing and 2, will be victorious in the semifinals over BlackLemur and Frost. Definitely all good players, and it was an exciting match to watch here.
Yeah, good players and good teammates. I know these 4 players have teamed up with each other a lot, and they've been practicing together and they've been learning together. So you can see some very elevated team play in this match.
Yeah, and that was an exciting match to watch. And all right, welcome to the bronze match for tournament 17. We've got yeah, Steve, can you turn on the overlay? We've got Frost and BlackLemur on the blue team versus Sandyea on the red team. Sandyea going solo in this tournament, but has done such a great job as solo, almost defeating one of the top teams in a really close match, holding their own for about 15 minutes, and definitely a formidable opponent, even when playing in uphill battle in the 1v2. Red team representing that god of teleportation, which is rarely seen in tournaments, though has been quite strong in this tournament, which has been great to see. Looks like following that typical strategy of taking out those snipers. That way, these moons become much easier to take, as those neutral snipers are definitely a nuisance when trying to get these moons here. And now red team is able to expand and get all these planets and moons. Let's see how blue team is going with the expansion. It can be faster with 2 people, though sometimes without proper coordination, it actually becomes slower. Looks like, blue team has also picked those snipers off and is now going for this heavy laser planet, which has been popular for all players, it seems. Definitely a powerful ship that players are realizing the benefits of more and more over time. Blue players successfully work together to expand their territory. They have more planets than red, though red has a bit more ships right now. I think it all comes down to red hasn't taken that heavy laser planet yet. As they're operating on their own, it can be a bit slower to conquest, as I was saying. But now they should be able to take this fairly easily. They have a decent amount of troops, but it looks like they're trying to counter this torpedo base over here. Blue team really trying to get it. Red team really on this edge of their power here, and is going to use fleet recall to move all their troops there instantly and be able to fend blue off, and they're going to take it successfully here. Such a great play by red here.
Great play.
Yep, you noticed how aware Sandyea was as they were busy taking that torpedo planet, but in the corner of their eyes saw blue making the advance, maybe a greedy advance, I'm not sure, since it was in red's power range, and they just expected red not to do anything about it. But now Sandyea has a foothold in their territory and a ship lead. This is dangerous for blue team here.
Yeah, I'd be very careful with blue here. I don't know if I'd want to do these exchanges with red being up so far.
Yep, and Sandyea is such a great micromanage player here that it can be really hard to fight profitably against them here, as blue team is finding out. Maybe blue team can use their ability just to gain an advantage here and push in. That's what I would do here. I think looks like they've got Sandyea out of their territory there. And now blue may be eager to push into Sandyea's territory to, as revenge, but it seems that red team is still at an advantage in ships here. And blue coming to maybe harass a bit of these planets here, though doesn't look like Frost is actually going to commit there. Looks like Frost not sure what to do here.
Yeah. I think I'd take that shield planet. No defenses, and at least it allows me to increase my fleet capacity and power.
Yeah, and asteroids are about to happen here, so these planets are critical for gaining power to those. So if they can hold this planet here, it might be problematic for Sandyea as these asteroids come out. And BlackLemur maybe trying to get that sniper planet. Oh, and it looks like Frost trying to go for that point defense on the side, but you know, this critical planet here was being harassed by Sandyea, who is trying to cut off power there.
Nice.
And notice how the point, you know, that is the only planet, and you need to have that planet in order to get the other one. I think in this 2v2 match, you really have to have one person protecting those at all time. We've seen those are such pivotal planets here, and I don't think the players have realized, but the first asteroids are out. I saw one down below on red side. Blue here coming in with a territory advantage. Now red needs to run, doesn't have power here.
Blue threatening with their ability,
Yeah, I heard
but
that
not using
god
it.
ability. Yeah, it might be hard for Sandyea to fight here, not knowing where blue team's army is really at. You know, you can't tell by just looking at these. And it looks like, you know, Sandyea is still doing a good job. Sandyea has been so good at both holding these side planets and being able to harass other planets, you know, but always using these side planets almost as like a sort of like forward base of operations, just constantly going in and out of those bases just to, you know, exert control on those. Looks like Sandyea's regrouping their ships and is attacking and holding off blue, not letting blue encroach on these planets, though. As I say that, Sandyea lost that one here. I don't think Sandyea is going to be able to hold this asteroid just because the power situation. I don't know how they have power there, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold on to it, especially as blue is pulling ahead in troops here.
Yeah, I think I would hold my power and probably use it just to at least capture one asteroid.
Yeah, Sandyea taking the side planet away from blue is proving a constant nuisance to them. I think they just need to station more ships there, or just have a player just sitting there ready to, you know, block Sandyea from trying to take it over. Sandyea in the background mining one of those asteroids. I think blue is mining the other. I can't imagine they would just let Sandyea have it. Sandyea here holding on to that heavy laser planet, making a play for that second asteroid.
So they got that one.
I think it was denied actually, last second, and it looks like, but they still got the other one, and another pair of asteroids came out. Sandyea though at fleet capacity. I'm not sure those bonuses were able to fully spawn all the ships there. Since they're maxed out on fleet, they really need planets in order to increase that. And that's something we noticed that, you know, Sandyea has the ship advantage, but blue team has a significant territory advantage here. But Sandyea using that ship advantage.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take that asteroid if I'm Sandyea here. One up top,
yeah,
just to be
safe.
And
it looks like blue team activating that ability, teleporting through empty space. Kind of with those invisible ships. Blue team got one asteroid.
Yep.
We'll see what happens to the other one. I heard the other one get mined. I'm not sure if it's Sandyea. They better get some fleet capacity. It looks like they did. Maybe at the last second. Oh, but they lost it again.
Yeah.
But it looks like red team did spawn that. Did successfully get that asteroid there. Has a lead in troops right now. Red needs to convert it into some more territory here. They really need some planets here. But it's so hard to control planets against in a 2v1, as the enemy can just easily, you know, retake any planet which you're not currently at. But Sandyea doing a good job making their presence as wide as possible, just through fast movement and wormholing here.
Yeah, like you said, I think I might, if I'm blue, I'm gonna babysit a couple of these planets, or at least one of them, then let the other player roam around, just to prevent the easy take from Sandyea. Because if they keep this up, the pushback's gonna be pretty bad.
Yeah, Sandyea consistently, you know, I mean, maybe coming into this as a bit of an underdog, just because you know, being a solo in a duo tournament, but definitely holding their own and is winning in this match right now.
Oh, there we go. Smart.
Fleet recall used. Try to get this side planet here. pushing blue back here.
I think I'd take that neutral shield planet on their side if I'm him.
For second asteroids here. Teleporting around with ships in hand just to as quickly as possible gain control of those. Blue's going to take one. We'll see if Sandyea can deny it, though. I think that's pretty deep in, blue has a couple bases that give power there, so I don't think Sandyea is going to be able to cut off power and secure that one.
And he really needs to capture more planets. This fleet capacity is going to hurt.
Yeah, at capacity, can't spawn any more ships right now. Can't let blue pull ahead for something as dumb as that, I think.
Blue's trying to
There are still neutral planets on red's side here they can make use of.
Ooh, this could be bad.
Big fight at this asteroid. Bad for red. Real bad for Sandyea here. Catastrophic losses at that asteroid. I think that gives blue all they need, especially with this another pair spawning right now. So many asteroids out right now, and I think 4 of them might go to blue here.
It definitely took those 2. Yeah, I don't see how Sandyea can grab any others at this point. This is going to be trouble.
Something I've noticed is as the match goes later and later and more chaos starts happening, blue team gains more and more of the edge, as there's just so many things to do that it's hard to manage by one person, and having the teammate becomes more and more valuable.
Yeah, that's a great call. I think in the early game you're pretty much even, but as the game progresses, you can see where you can fall short as just a solo player. Yeah,
as more and more ships become, just like as ship counts increase and the amount of available bases that are, up for grabs increases, it's definitely having a teammate's a significant advantage.
Yeah, I think if I'm blue, I'm gonna kick my power in and take the home base.
Yeah, red team coming back to defend the home planet here.
Smart.
Not, defending for now, but blue coming in with this invisible fleet to really. Oh, red getting that asteroid, but it's not going to be enough against this large army from blue. Just camping the red home base until that timer ticks down to 0.
Excellent play by Sandyea. I really think they need to look for a partner. I think if they get a good tournament partner, they could see some really good results in duos here.
No, yeah, it was such a great to see though the skill from a single player and how much you can put a team on the back foot there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And yeah, I'm excited to see more from Sandyea. But congratulations, Frost and BlackLemur. They will take 3rd place in this tournament. Sandyea coming in 4th. All right, welcome to the finals for Tournament 17. Steve, can you get up the overlay there? Awesome. Yeah, on blue team, we have DragonvsCATS and Eggester, who I think is going by Speedy Ape, to troll right now. And then we have a double Wacky Wizard on the red team, who are 2 and IsiahKing. We've got blue team rocking God of Teleportation, which we've seen utilize extremely well in this tournament for the ability to, fleet recall being so powerful to, be able to on the fly, group up all your ships and gather them is very powerful. And then God of Defense, another interesting pick, and is for the red team here. We'll see if the more I'll say more offensive God of Teleportation is able to beat out the more defensive God of Defense, but we shall see here. Standard opener that we've seen for both teams here, but it looks like actually red team might be going for the side planet earlier than we've seen before. There's still a lot of moons on the red side which are untaken, but actually it looks like they're gonna try to take this heavy laser planet before going for those side planets. And it looks like red team's suffering a little bit early on, as their ship count is blue is leading in ship count here. Maybe red team was struggling to take them to these neutral planets, are suffering a lot of losses. Looks like the blue team and just has taken another planet. pushing them slightly ahead in territory. Red team still struggling to take this heavy laser planet and has been falling a little bit behind in ships here. Definitely blue team, quite formidable opponent here, and they're working together to take this side planet so they can get power. This planet has been extremely important for asteroids here, as it will often be the only way to have power at these asteroids that spawn along the side of the map. Now, though, it seems as the ship counts have evened out a little bit, and so has territory. Blue team slightly in the lead, but red not far behind at all. We'll have to see, though. You know, DragonvsCATS and BD are such, and Eggester are such good opponents in like brawling and micromanaging that it will be hard to gain the troop advantage in a fight there. And it looks like, you know, DragonvsCATS tried to use that against the red team there on offense to try to snipe off some of their troops, but failed as red team was quick to react and pull away.
I think in that case, I'd just blown my power as well. Made sure you had a proper defense, boost your planets a little bit while you're here, and just hold that down, because you don't want to, if you let the other players get too much and use too much of the ability, I feel like you just aren't taking advantage of your ability and you just can fall behind inadvertently.
Yeah, it looks like red team kind of regrouping here, scared to fight blue team head on at this planet. Not sure what blue team's doing, maybe waiting for asteroids or waiting for red to make a mistake, and it looks like they're trying to counter here, snipe off some of these red troops, and I think blue should try to come in and snipe this shielded planet. And it looks like two fights on the other side of the map are going on at the same time right now. Just a bit of a standoff on both sides. It looks like in the back, Eggester, though, not going to take that neutral planet, instead opting to leave it there almost as bait, I think, for the red team.
Yeah.
So it looks like Eggester is coming over to assist Dragon. It looks like red team was successfully pushing them back on that side, but now blue has turned the tables there, slightly pulling ahead in ship count. Dragon getting some reinforcements from those production bases.
Blue slightly pulling ahead, still fairly even.
Yep, blue is waiting for power, but now is pushing into that missile planet. This provides power to a ton of red's bases here, so reds has to be careful not to lose that one. It looks like they've done their best to trying to secure it. But it looks like that was a devastating fight for red as they lost so many ships there. Blue basically knocking them down to 0 here as two simultaneous attacks put red on the back foot here. And it looks like DragonvsCATS is going to come in with that swift fleet recall now that they gained the advantage, and is going to close out this match against red team. You know, against God of Teleportation, any slip up like that can easily lead to, you know, a swift attack on a base like your home base or another key point of expansion.
Yeah, that's why I've been impressed with God of Teleportation lately. I'm happy to see more and more players actually giving it a try and doing well with them.
Yeah, and so congratulations, BD Ape, Eggester, and DragonvsCATS have won the tournament, and IsiahKing and 2 will be in second place. All right, welcome back, everyone. We've got our first semifinals match here, where we have I think we're still waiting on our players here, but we have Eggester and DragonvsCATS versus Sandyea, and I'm just going to message our players and make sure that they
All right, here we go.
All right, welcome to the first semifinals match. As I was saying before, we have Speedy. Actually, this should be Eggester.
Did this get a fill-in? What are we doing here?
I'm not sure if it's a fill-in or it might. I think it might be Eggester impersonating BD Ape here. But I assume since DragonvsCATS is his teammate and everything's okay, that that is actually Eggester on the team. I think he's just doing a bit of trolling here. But yeah, so we have Eggester and DragonvsCATS on the blue team facing off against a solo opponent, Sandyea, who managed to have an upset earlier in the last match where they defeated Danny and Speedy Ape, the true Speedy Ape, in a bit of an upset, and have been moving on to the semifinals. And definitely, you know, it's harder to play solo here, but Sandyea is a very good player, so we'll hopefully see some good gameplay here, and they'll be able to put up a fight against the team of two.
Oof, those snipers, raining terror.
Yeah, it's really important to pick those off so you don't lose ships, and it looks like they've successfully done that there. Do you want to talk a bit about this god choice from both teams here?
Yeah, so this is another interesting choice. I can't believe we keep getting duos with him. This is funny because I like the call. I like teleportation being in here as a way to just get things around, get your fleet around the map very quickly. It's a smart play. You get that little buff when you teleport and when you do fleet recall. So it can be pretty smart play here, especially that you need to get around and conquer all the production planets. I like it. I'm still shocked though. Again, another mirror match. I'm not sure if these players are coordinating beforehand or if it's just lining up the way they want to do it, but I think this is a smart play. I like teleportation. I like stealth for this map a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, that fleet recall ability has, been recent. Within the last month or so, it's been the buff part of it has been buffed to make your ships have increased range. So when you use that fleet recall, they can be pretty deadly, especially when paired with, well, I haven't seen this pairing be too incredibly deadly, but I have a theory that heavy lasers plus the fleet recall is a nasty combo, because heavy lasers absolutely shred ships. They shoot really fast, rotate really quickly, but the disadvantage is they have a reduced range. And it looks like here blue team is trying to harass some ships, and it looks like red team was able to not really suffer too many losses as a result of that fleet recall there. Some players also use the fleet recall defensively to retreat, which is an interesting use, and it charges fast, so you can get away with using it like that.
Another one is you can teleport around with ships in hand, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is kind of nice. Especially if you're a second player who isn't focusing on the wormhole chains. If you want to get around with your ships in hand, it's a good choice if you're doing duos.
Yeah, we're seeing some really dexterous play from Sandyea here. Has been wormholing their fleet through empty space here. This is some of the, I think within the last couple months, this sort of has emerged as players have just gotten so good at this that they actually can just be wormholing all the time here, and this is definitely something we did not see in the early days of this game. And it's exciting to see this level of play evolve. And those players are so good at moving around their ships here.
What do you think about Sandyea not using their ability right after Speedy Ape? Do you think that's going to hurt them, as like Speedy Ape and Dragon, or
yeah, I mean, you're not getting,
can do double.
You're not getting your value out of your ability if you're just letting if it's just sitting there fully charged. But I think fleet recall is one of those abilities where you really want to have it in certain very specific situations. So it can be helpful, just to have it always, ready to go for those crucial situations where you might need to retreat or gain an advantage in an attack. It's just the ability to group up all your ships instantly and just fight. It looks like a red team lost some power there, and they're retreating there. Both teams pretty even. Blue team has slight territory advantage here. But it looks like the first pair of asteroids are coming out, and red team is going to try to get them all. Looks like lost some ships there, and I'm also wondering if God of Teleportation is good when you're doing these really fast wormholing, and sometimes you might mess up and leave some ships behind, or just something bad happens. You can just use fleet recall really quickly to just regain control of your fleet here. And it looks like blue team's going to use fleet recall there just to secure the planet. And but Sandyea is not happy about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
just gathering up ships.
2-to-1 usage here, and that's how I'm beginning to wonder, like, the little extra buff is nice, and if Sandyea's not going to use her ability, it might be enough to let Eggester and Dragon stay in this or come back.
And it looks like Sandyea is going to poke at this blue planet. Let's get a little zoom out and see how this attack is going. It looks like blue team's going to retreat there. Let Sandyea push forward. And Sandyea went away and then instantly came back. Maybe trying to bait the blue team in, not sure. There, looks like blue team's really on the edge of power there. They got to be careful. I think one asteroid went the way of each team here, as I'm not seeing any real imbalance.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't see the second one, but I think you're right.
Yeah, these players are getting so fast nowadays. It's crazy. And I am noticing how many neutral planets there are left. There's a ton of planets left, but I'm guessing just with all those planetary shields around them, it's too hard to attack them without getting countered by your opponent. So that's why these players are fighting over these planets so much. It looks like they're just trying to, scrape out an advantage here in ships to be able to push forward, trying to get a favorable engagement here.
Yeah, asteroids are back up too, and blue team seems to be out of power on both of them. Oh, I could be wrong. Looks like they actually got the one in the background. So, Sandyea needs to really be aware of this.
Yeah, I don't think Sandyea has power for that second one, but it looks like they definitely have to secure theirs here. Luckily, such an even match, so they're I'm not sure blue team will be able to extend and get both here.
Yeah, right now we've got 1 and 1. You can see in the foreground and background there.
Yeah, and both abilities up here. We'll see if blue team uses it there to maybe try to get a little bit of advantage. Red team firing back. Looks like both teams suffered a lot of losses there. Blue team coming out on top.
And blue team could come over and steal this asteroid, and then that would be
it looks
trouble.
like they don't have power there yet, but now they do. Now that power satellite has gone off, and a red team trying to defend, and they've got it.
Oh, interesting. That was a close one. So we got an asteroid split again, so nobody pulling away too much here.
Yeah, I mean, they're both, red team's actually slightly up in ships right now. Not sure exactly what happened there that allowed them to pull ahead, but they've definitely came back from that slight deficit. Though blue team still does control more territory. And here comes Sandyea again, just constantly fighting over this planet. I think this one's might be critical to power here, and players really want that point defense planet there on the outside too. Looks like Eggester is going to be capturing that planet over there. Looks like our players have split up a bit, stopped fighting over that side planet, maybe focused their conquest on these neutral planets here.
Yeah, it looks like to spread that power around.
Yeah, Sandyea creeping into the lead here as they take more planets. So, blue team quick to come back and harass these.
What do you do here if you're Eggester and DragonvsCATS? What would you do here? I think I would split it up a little bit and try to capture neutral territory or neutral planets while the other one keeps Sandyea busy.
I'd definitely try to get some of those moons over there, and just really focus on asteroids. And it looks like Sandyea lost a lot of their ships. They were I think they messed up the wormholing and had some flying there, which blue team was quick to capitalize on with that fleet recall ability. And I think in these intense matches with so much micromanaging, I do think teleportation is a strong choice. Just that the ability to just group up your ships like that instantly is so powerful, and just that bonus helps. I do think God of Teleportation is a strong pick for these players of this caliber here.
Yeah, I agree, and I like what they're doing here. I like that Eggester and Dragon were caught Sandyea unawares there, and were able to take advantage of that, pull ahead, and also capture at least one asteroid, and if they can get the second one.
Yeah, it looks like another split here. It's just gonna keep splitting these asteroids. Why don't we zoom into this fight here to see how this is going? I mean, this planet's been battled over this whole match here, and it's still so even. This is exciting to see who will pull ahead. I feel like this is almost like the England versus US soccer match here, as you know, we expected the blue team with all their experience and you know 2v1 to really have an easy victory here, but Sandyea is really performing well and is able to hold on here and you know still even. And we're almost to the, you know, we're definitely moving into the late game as we're passing the 11-minute mark. Map collapse happens at 15 minutes, and there'll definitely be a couple more asteroids before then. So we'll see who is able to stay on top.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with Sanders' performance. Like I said in the, we were talking about this in Discord here earlier. We've seen them step it up, and they've been getting top place finishes, and it's just a testament to what practice can do for you.
Yeah, and it looks like Sandyea holding on to this planet. This planet is critical for the blue team. Cannot take Sandyea's asteroid without this planet.
Oh, if I was Sandyea, I'd have fleet recalled myself there.
Yeah, and it looks like Sandyea
nice.
on the offensive, taking over this planet, grouping up their ships, and I think yeah, those asteroids were split again, where you know each team got one. Sandyea holding on to this power planet here. A moment of calm before the storm here. But blue team has reclaimed that planet, but here comes Sandyea. Now they have power pushing deeper in. Still even. Sandyea coming back to secure that planet, not letting blue team keep it. Now pushing forward, or nope. Just decided to go to the side there. Red team still able to hold on to that planet and has whittled down that blue missile planet, being able to push their territory forward here. Blue team trying to hold off red team here. Looks like they've temporarily taken that planet.
They're so dead even. This is crazy. We're almost at 13 minutes here.
Yeah, another asteroid split here. Let's watch this planet here. Let's zoom out and just see where Sandyea is going. There's all constant fighting here. It's fighting's all over the place. It's can be hard to follow at times what's going on here. But it looks like both fleets actually at capacity here. It's going to be a matter of, you know, there are some neutral planets you could take to increase your capacity, but I feel like if you stop fighting, you might fall behind here or lose a lot of territory. The fleets are so big now. Blue team doesn't have power again there, has to fall back. It's like they get power again.
Just long enough to Sandy for come in and take it. Oh,
Blue recall,
yeah,
securing the planet again. Blue team doesn't really have power there, but you know, doing their best to stay having a foot in this side of the match. Looks like DragonvsCATS might be having internet issues.
DragonvsCATS has notoriously bad internet. That could be trouble.
Looks like players are actually waiting. Good sportsmanship here.
And I don't know what happened there.
Oh no. Not sure why the screen was black there, but you know, we're waiting for our players to come back here. Seems like
Give us a minute to check in the Discord here.
DragonvsCATS had a crash or something, but our players should come back here.
Nice work, everybody. That was really exciting matches. Everybody played really well today. I was happy to see it. Lots of good god choices too. It's really exciting.
Yeah, and you know, unfortunately, we had our first incident with. I believe it was intentional, but it might have been unintentional. But there was some griefing of restarting matches, something we haven't had to deal with in the past before. But we will we'll do our best to address that, as it's not something we want to happen that can interfere with tournaments.
Yeah, for sure. Well, appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for watching us. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of the Founders Wall. It's getting massive nowadays. It's really exciting to see all the players coming together.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, we will see you guys next tournament.
Yep. See you next time.